What's good, Commanders fans? And I hope you guys are having a great Monday and having a great morning and start to your week. Thanksgiving is coming up pretty soon. Black Friday, Christmas, all the holidays. We don't play another game until after Thanksgiving. So I do want to come out with some bye week content for you guys for sure. So we're going to start off with a little early version of who should stay, who should go. Who should stay, who should get up out of here. There's a couple guys that definitely need to leave for sure, should not be brought back. And we're just an elderly team, man. We are the oldest or most elder team in the NFL. Like I said, the jokes always, life alert, AARP, the retirement home jokes and all that stuff. Watching The Price is Right at 11 a.m., all the rest days that these guys get. So we have a lot of guys that are elderly, and it's crazy. So for the most part, the elderly guys have been the ones that have been staying healthy. Like Zach has been healthy. Von Miller has been healthy. Also, Eckler injured, so he's a free agent as well. It's so crazy. So if you look at not over the cap, if you look at Spot Rack, it says we have 23 free agents, but we really have 33 free agents. We have 30 UFA unrestricted free agents. And then we have 3 guys that are RFA. We have Chris Rodriguez is a restricted free agent. Jacoby Jones, a wide receiver who just had the catch yesterday for 25 yards. He's an exclusive rights free agent. Somebody else is an RFA as well. I was just looking at it. I can't find it now. It was Tyree Jackson, the tight end, who I think was a quarterback at Buffalo, and then he transferred, he switched to a tight end. He's like 6'7", 6'8". I don't want to say the whole 6'7" thing. Deebo Samuel did the celebration yesterday. But, so those are the free agents we got. We have 30 free agents, guys. That's a lot of free agents, man. We have so many one-year deals. I think what Adam should do or stay away from is just a bunch of one-year deals. And I get it. Like, one-year deals are going to happen. Like, you don't want to lock in for 3 years or 4 years for a guy that you don't necessarily believe in or you're skeptical about or that's elderly. And then the thing is, too, like, he's got to stay away from signing guys who are, Trustway. Well, Trustway's 36. So he adds to the elderly team, too. But Trustway's a punter, so it doesn't matter. Zach is 36. Bobby Wagner's 36. Marcus Mariota's 33. John Jones is 33. Matt Gay's 32, who needs to be cut. Andrew Wiley's 32. He's a free agent. Dietrich Wise is 32. He's a free agent. He's another one-year deal guy. Noah Brown, 30 years old. Another one-year deal guy. Jacob Martin, 31, another one-year deal guy. Trent Scott on a one-year deal. Josh Johnson, 40 years old. Now, Josh Johnson, he does boost the age group, and he's our third-string guy, so that kind of does, impact it mightily there. Him being 40, him being on 16 teams, or 32 teams, or whatever it is. He's on a one-year deal. McNichols, one-year deal. Preston Smith, 34. We signed him in the middle of the season. We were desperate. George Fant, left tackle, 34 years old. We signed him, right before training camp ended. Antonio Hamilton's 32. Chris Moore's 33. He's been in the league for a little while. He's on a one. He's a free agent as well. Jalen Holmes, 30 years old. He's a free agent as well. All right, McNichols is 31. He's a free agent as well. So let's just do rapid fire. I mean, this should not take too long. A lot of the guys, like last year, I was like, oh, let's bring this guy back. Let's bring Bobby back. Let's bring Zach back. Let's bring Marcus Mariota back. Let's bring Noah Brown back and all these guys like that. And this year, it definitely has completely changed. Now, we're 3-8. So 3 plus 8 is 11, right? So there's 6 games left in the season. So, I mean, I highly doubt whatever they do will change my thoughts. Unless Zach just gets a bunch of yak. I'm really not going to change my mind on how I feel about him. And I don't dislike Zach. It's just time to move on and just get some youth at the tight end position. I have given up on Ben Sinnott. It is what it is, unfortunately. He'll be on the roster next year, but to rely on him as a legitimate receiving threat, that's out the window. So let's get a quick word from today's sponsor, Sleeper. Unfortunately, we didn't hit because Tua is awful. He didn't even throw 1 touchdown pass against this defense, which is terrible. But let's get a quick word from today's sponsor, Sleeper. Ooh, what's good, Commanders fans? And shout out to today's sponsor, Sleeper, the daily #1 sports app in America. Make sure you guys check out Sleeper. So I have a good promo code for first-time users for you guys. Use promo code Oliver for first-time users. You get 100% deposit match up to $100 using Sleeper. Also, don't forget to use the $20 free entry on Sleeper. So I'm gonna give you guys some good deals. If you don't know what Sleeper is, it's a fantasy sports app. You wager on receiving yards, more or less, passing yards, more or less, passing touchdowns, more or less. Any stat you can think about, rushing yards, receptions, any stat you think about, you can wager on sacks, stuff like that for defense. So we're going to go with the system play. 7 out of 10 quarterbacks who have played against the Commanders have gotten the more on their passing touchdowns versus the Commanders. So we're going to continue. Oh, I'm not going to say we're going to continue that trend, but the Commanders defense is going to continue that trend with Tua Tagovailoa getting more than 1.5 passing touchdowns. So make sure you guys use the link down below in the description. Terms and conditions apply. I'm very hot right now. I've hit on like the last 3. Sam Darnold, what's his name? Jared Goff, Pat Mahomes, Dak Prescott. All those guys hit the more on their passing touchdowns. Michael Penix, Geno Smith. So you name it. A lot of guys have hit the more on their passing touchdowns against this Commanders defense. It will continue on Sunday morning. Let's get back to the video. All right, back to the video, guys. So let's do rapid fire here. So let's start off with Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel, I actually would bring back. I think he can help Jaden out again. And him and Jaden have a good rapport. You look at them doing the celebration, the Selly dance right before he threw a touchdown pass to Deebo Samuel. The Giants game, he had a couple of nice passes to Deebo Samuel. Trying to think the games that Jaden actually did play and how him and Deebo Samuel played together. I thought they had a good connection. I thought him and Deebo's chemistry was a little bit better through the games that they actually did play together. So the Giants game, Green Bay game, we got belted. Jaden didn't play in the Vegas game or the Atlanta game. The Chargers game, I thought Deebo had 96 receiving yards in that game. So I thought him and Deebo had really good chemistry and good connection. And then I was at training camp for one day. They had good connection there. Deebo was actually a deep threat down the field. And just the chemistry they got because Terry just wasn't there with the holdout. So I thought Jaden and Deebo had the best chemistry. If you look at, Jaden barely played. And there weren't too many explosive plays, but the explosive plays that Jaden did have, a decent amount of them were to Deebo Samuel and not to Terry McLaurin, unfortunately, because they just haven't been on the field, to be fair, at the same time. But I would bring back Deebo, actually. But it depends on the price. So you look at Deebo's contract right now, $23.8 million per year, $41 million in guarantees. That's with the Niners included. But you can't pay him anything more. It would have to be like 10 mil or something like that, 13. I'd do 13. I think 13 is fair. I think 13 is fair for Deebo. I think $10 to $13 million is fair. Let me look at the wide receiver salaries, and I really don't want to go through another holdout or any of that stuff again. I cannot stomach that or go through that. We don't have anybody else on the roster who's really going to hold out or anything like that. But I would, so you look at Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's getting 15 mil per year. Like, Deebo's better than Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp has barely done anything. Stephon Diggs, 21 mil. Mike Evans, 20 mil. Christian Kirk, 18. Darnell Mooney, 13. Rashad Bateman, 12. Darius Slayton, 12. Travis Hunter's a rookie, 11. Jacoby Myers, 11, which is insane. Jacoby Myers deserves to be paid more than that. De'Ami Brown's getting 10 mil per year, so I think Deebo will look at that and be like, bro, I need 15. So I would bring Deebo back. And he's been healthy for the he's been a little bit iffy with the health, but he's fought through that heel injury. He really has. I do think he's been a little bit better of a route runner than what people stereotyped him to be, like chubby and fat and out of shape and all that. I thought he's done a really good job. And then he did a great job in the offseason of staying in shape as well. And he was the only threat out there. It was Chris Moore in training camp, Chris Moore, Jacoby Jones, Ja'Cory Brooks, and Luke McCaffrey. Like, guys were getting locked up in training camp from what I saw. They were getting locked up. They were sitting on every route. But Deebo was still getting catches down the field in training camp. So I would take a look at Cooper Kupp and be like, hey, like, you got to give me 15 mil. That's what Deebo's probably going to say. You got to give me 15 mil or more because I'm better than Cooper Kupp, which I believe he is at this point. So I would say like a 2-year, $30 million deal, something like that. But if he doesn't, if he thinks it's too low, then you got to let him go. And you have to attack the wide receiver position this year. You cannot play around. You cannot play around with the Noah Browns of the world and Chris Moores. You have to bring legitimate talent in. You had to bring legitimate talent. I think Oz is a free agent, so you might want to fool him around and bring him in as a fourth receiver. I wouldn't mind that. But you have to bring up the talent level at the wide receiver position. I do like Jalen Lane, but he drops the ball way too much. All right, moving on quickly. Like I said, rapid fire, but I spent 10 minutes talking about Deebo Samuel. Bobby Wagner, I think everybody can agree it's time to move on, man. 36 years old. He's played 98.9% of the snaps. Deebo has played 66% of the snaps. It's time for Bobby to move on. $9 million per year. It's time to let Jordan McGee play. Ali Cahoe, Kane Madrano. Trying to think of any linebackers that we have on the roster that are younger or have some youth to them. But let those guys play. We got to sign a linebacker bad. We got to sign a linebacker, legitimate linebacker. Marcus Mariota, I bring back because of Jaden's injury history. You got to bring him back because you have to have a legitimate backup in this league. You look at what Jacoby Brissett is doing. You look at what Tyler Huntley did for the Ravens. You look at what Mac Jones did for the 49ers. You look at Jaden's injury history. You have to bring back a guy that can at least keep the team afloat. And I feel like Marcus can at least keep the team afloat. You saw the wins against the Raiders. And then, did he have another win this year? He beat the Raiders. And he beat the Raiders. And, it is what it is. At least he won one game. And he was competitive against the Falcons. So I'll give him that. He was competitive against the Chiefs, too. That first half was really, really good. I thought he played well. And he wasn't bad against Detroit either. He was mediocre yesterday. He wasn't awful, but he was mediocre. Zach, no. Von Miller, no. John Jones, yes, on a one-year deal. I thought he had a nice sack yesterday. I thought he's played well in moments when he's been healthy. Matt Gay, no, he should be released today. Austin Eckler is interesting, but no. I would not bring him back. You got to bring back some youth and somebody else who can move with some wiggle and make somebody miss. Andrew Wiley, yes. Dietrich Wise, he played 7.8% of the snaps. It's a toss-up for me on him because he got hurt. You know, we need an edge setter, and maybe we can bring him back, but he tore his ACL. Will he be the same guy? So it's kind of tough. All right, Noah Brown, no. Heck no. No to Noah Brown. Too many injuries, can't stay healthy. He will always be remembered for the Hail Mary. Tressway, yes. Jacob Martin, yes. Noah, I doubt they will because they wanted to trade him. Trent Scott, yes. Josh Johnson, no. Jeremy Nichols, yes. He's been a heck of a receiving back. Preston Smith, no. He's been awful. Robbie Chosen, yes, on the practice squad because he can run and he has speed to him and he can force a pass interference. Eddie Goldman, sure, I guess, whatever for can't body. George Fant, can't body. Antonio Hamilton, can't body. Sheldon Day, can't body. Chris Moore, heck no. He can't catch a cold hands like a snake. Darnell Savage, I thought he was playing pretty well towards it. He's played kind of well, and he's been a little bit better than Quan Martin so far, unfortunately. Or I'm not saying unfortunate, but it's crazy that he's been the better player between the two at times. Darnell Savage, yes. Jalen Holmes, yes, can't body. Treylon Burks, yes. Project. Tyree Jackson, yes, can't body. Drake Jackson, yes, can't body. Developmental project. But he's injured himself as well. I mean, he's hurt, so we don't know if we're going to see him this year. Lucas Niang, can't body. Chris Rodriguez, yes, he's a restricted free agent. Bring him back. He should not be running back one, but he deserves at least 5 to 7 carries per game next year. And for the rest of the season. He deserves 10 carries. He's been the better back than Bill this year so far. And you know, we were hoping that Bill would be that guy, but C-Rod has the experience. He's just more of a physical back and a physical runner that this team needs. Chris Paul, yes. 100%. He's played really, really well. He's played 68.7% of the snaps, and he beat out Brandon Coleman for the left guard spot, and he has not looked back at all. Jacoby Jones, exclusive rights, free agent. Yes, I would bring him back. I mean, why not? Practice squad guy, developmental guy. He might be the better version of Calvin Harmon. So, and he had a nice run. He had a nice catch and run for 25 yards against the Dolphins. So, that's it, guys. So, you guys let me know what you guys think about who should stay, who should go. Are there any guys that you disagree about? I think the most controversial guys are Marcus Mariota and Deebo Samuel. But you need a backup with Jaden Daniels, all these injuries. Andrew Wiley, you just need the depth. I know he was on the trade block, but if you can bring him back for a favorable deal, he's getting $4 million per year. So, I mean, like, I don't see why you wouldn't bring him back, especially with if Josh Connolly doesn't work out next year. Like, let's say he does not progress, at least you can put Andrew Wiley back. At least you can put Andrew Wiley in right tackle, and you know that he'll give you consistent play as a tackle, like veteran leadership at a tackle. Also, I feel like some of you guys might want him back, but I would move on. Just the concussions and the Achilles. I don't know if he's going to be the same guy, so I would move on. Josh Johnson, of course, move on. McNichols, of course, bring back. Jacob Martin, 110% bring back. He's our best edge rusher right now. He's been our best, other than Dorrance, I mean, he's been our best edge rusher this year for sure. So he could fool around and finish the season with like 6 or 7 sacks. That would be great for him. That would be awesome for Jacob Martin. I'm happy for him. All right, you guys, as always, Hail Commanders. Peace.